What up, folks? This is your boy, the Pittsburgh Golf Hack, and today I'm taking on the infamous Bethpage Black course at Bethpage State Park. Now, for those of you not familiar with this course, it's the People's Course. It's one of the few public courses that has hosted a U.S. Open. So with that being said, it's also one of the toughest courses in the United States to play. So today, you are going to get to see what it's like for a hack golfer to play Bethpage Black. Let's get it. Located in suburban Long Island in close proximity to New York City, we will find Bethpage State Park, which is a mecca for public golf featuring 5 18-hole regulation golf courses, including the world-renowned Bethpage Black. The People's Country Club, as Bethpage State Park is recognized as, is one of the only public golf courses to ever have hosted a U.S. Open, and the Bethpage Black course, one of the most difficult of all. In 2002, Tiger Woods was the only golfer to finish under par for the tournament. Bethpage State Park has a rich history of golf dating back over 100 years in tradition, and the black and red courses are both rated in Golf Digest Top 100. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a 13.9 handicap and actively play competitively in the Pittsburgh area, where all my rounds are handicapped. My average driver distance is from 240 to 250 yards, my average 7-iron distance is 150 yards, and my average pitching wedge distance is 120 yards. I'm not a long hitter by any means, and my typical tees that I play from are roughly 6,200 yards. Today, from the whites, Bethpage Black will play roughly 6,700 yards, proving to be a formidable challenge for my golfing abilities. Bethpage Black is stated to be one of the most difficult courses in the U.S. It even has a warning sign on the first tee box that states that the course is an extremely difficult course which is only recommended for highly skilled golfers. It is said that a 15 handicap golfer will not break 100 on the black course. Oh, and did I forget to mention, they don't allow carts on the black course. The only way you're allowed to play the black course is if you walk, and it's roughly about a 6-mile trek to play 18 holes. To say my nerves were a little shaky going into the first tee would be an understatement. The first hole is a dogleg right, rating about 429 yards. And my tee shot would end up errant just to the right of the fairway, into the rough. It would take me 2 strokes to get out of the rough, and I would get onto the green to 2-putt for a double bogey. Going through the tunnel on the first to second hole suddenly made it kick in that I was walking on hollow ground where Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and all the greats before me had played. The second is a dogleg left, 354 yards with an elevated green. My drive would end up airing to the rough. I would chip out into the fairway, leaving me this as my approach shot into the green. Unfortunately, I would not hit the green. I was slightly short in the rough and chipped up for a 2-putt bogey. We were officially 3 over through 2. And get a look at these bunkers. I was happy to not have been in one. The third is a 158-yard par 3 that's straight ahead, protected by bunkers to the right and left. Here I was able to put a pretty good approach shot just short of the green, short enough for me to Texas wedge it up the short stuff and tap in for par. The picturesque number 4 is a 461-yard par 5 with a fairway divided by bunkers. My drive on number 4 started off straight down the middle of the fairway, and I thought I was going to have a pretty good shot here. However, it feathered off just slightly off the right-hand side of the fairway into the rough, where I would chip out and leave myself with this for a blind third shot. From here, I would hit a 3 hybrid, which would put me in pretty good position in the middle of the upper fairway for a short approach shot into the green. However, I left it slightly long and had to chip up and 2-putt for a double bogey. Number 5 is a par 4, 423 yards that kind of goes to the right and then slants leftwards up towards the green. To be successful on this hole, you really need to carry the bunkers, which I did, but then trickled off slightly to the left-hand side of the rough, where I would chip out and put myself in position for a good approach shot. The approach shot can be kind of tricky because you got to thread the needle between these two bunkers. However, I was able to put a ball in pretty good position here and 2-putt for a bogey. Number 6 is a 386 par 4 that's pretty much straight down the middle, but you do have to keep away from the bunkers on each side of the fairway, which I was able to do, leaving myself roughly a 200 shot directly into the green, in which I nailed and 2-putted for par. Number 7 is a 525-yard par 5 where you need to carry the fairway bunkers to be in position, of which I did. However, I would hit my second shot fat, leaving me about a 220-yard approach shot, of which I played a 3 hybrid and actually landed on the green but rolled off the back edge. As you can see here, was able to put a pretty good chip on the ball and put it close enough for me to be able to 1-putt and finish the hole for par. Number 8 is a 191-yard par 3 that's protected by water in the front and bunkers in the back. Here I played a nice soft 4-iron that I was able to place right in the middle of the green. Only problem was the pin was all the way in the back, leaving me quite the lengthy uphill putt, which I was not able to pull off. I 3-putted for a bogey. Number 9 is a 385-yard dogleg left where the fairway is extremely undulated. The other issue I found with this hole was the sun was directly in my face. I had no idea where my tee shot went. Much to my surprise though, whenever I made the trek up the fairway, my ball was setting right in the middle. My approach shot would be slightly errant though to the right of the green, where I had to chip over the bunker, rolling off the other side of the green, chipped up and 2-putted for a double bogey. I just want to share with you kind of my thoughts so far. So far, I've gotten myself in trouble a few times. I have not been in a bunker. So from that regard, I can't really tell you what it's like to have to play out one of them bad boys yet, but my general synopsis is if you play from the tees that you're supposed to be playing, I don't think it's that bad. I'm really enjoying this course. It's beautiful. It's a bucket list item. That's all I can say. But let's keep going. Number 10 is a par 4, 434 yards, pretty much straight away but guarded on each side with bunkers. This will be the first test, as this drive went completely errant into the thick stuff to the right hand side of the fairway. I was able to put a pretty good shot on the ball in the thick stuff though. I was actually able to get it over the bunker, of which you'll see in a second. I was thankful that I made it over. Unfortunately, my ball would end up in the rough, and this would be my first attempt at a hero shot, which I quickly learned this rough is penal. I shanked my ball to the left about 20 yards into the thicker stuff, of which I was actually able to get out of and put my ball up onto the green. From here, I'd be able to 2-putt and walk away from the hole with a double bogey. These greens, I will have to say, putted very true. They were not as penal as most had told me, and for the most part were very accommodating. Alright, so while we're backed up on the tee box here, I thought that I would share a couple things. Item number 1 is, I forgot to mention that I bought a yardage book in the pro shop before I came out. That is a must. There has been a ton of blind shots on this course that without that yardage book, I would have had no idea how to place my ball. But outside of that, I still feel the course has been pretty fair. I love the way that these greens are rolling. They're rolling very true, and they're nowhere near as fast as what people said they were. Everybody that I talked to said, you know, these greens were so fast your ball would roll right off of them if you just touched it. These greens are very fair. They're very fair and they roll very true. But with all that being said, I still feel that this is a very comfortable course. If you just go out and execute, stay out of the rough. If you get in the rough, take your medicine and chip out and move on. But other than that, I think it's been pretty fair. Number 11 is a par 4, 421 yards. It's pretty much straight away. And here again, my tee shot would go errant to the right into the rough. I decided just to take my medicine and punch a 9-iron out about 100 yards back into the fairway. From here, I was about 115 yards out, in which I pulled a pitching wedge, put a pretty good stroke on it, and placed it right in the middle of the green. My ball would end up about 15 feet away from the hole, and I was able to two-putt and get out of there with a bogey. The 12th was a 432-yard par 4, which appeared to go straight ahead, but after looking at the yardage book, quickly realized that this dogleg left. I had to fly the bunker to be able to put myself in position, of which I barely did. From here I had about 210 yards where I played a nice 3 hybrid into the heart of the green. However, I unfortunately would 3-putt to bogey the hole. Number 13 is a par 5 about 480 yards that snakes from right to left to right back to the green. Here I hooked my drive off the tee and decided to just take my medicine and get back out into the middle of the fairway. I was left with about a 220 yard approach shot into the green, of which I pulled 3 hybrid again. However, this time I was short and slightly right into the rough. And here I would try a hero shot. I really thought I had a shot of putting this one on the green from about 100 yards out. Unfortunately, I flew the green. After chipping back up onto the green, I ended up 2-putting and getting out of the hole with a double bogey. Number 14 is a 152-yard par 3 that plays straight ahead, but over top of some tumultuous bunkers, of which unfortunately I would end up in. And this would be my first bunker shot of the day. Much to my surprise though, I was actually able to put a pretty good stroke on the ball and put myself right back up on the green. I really thought that this one had a shot at going in for par, which would have felt like a birdie. However, it would end up just a tad long, and I'd end up tapping in to finish the hole with a bogey, which today on this course was kind of starting to feel like par. Number 15 is a par 4, 430 yards that's pretty much straight away. Alright folks, so we're starting to run out of daylight. And to be completely honest with you, I'm starting to run out of gas a little bit. But the people who are in front of me have now left. So it's wide open. If we can play some speed golf, we might be able to finish. And for me to be able to tell you what a hack golfer can put up at Bethpage Black. And the problem is my next shot went errant. It is in the rough to the left. I ain't got no clue where it's at. Let's go see if we can find it. And find it we did. I was in the left-hand rough, took my medicine once again and got right back out into the fairway. Here I had a very short 95-yard shot into the green, of which I would leave short in the bunker. Here I'd get to try my luck with the bunker shots again, and once again was actually able to get up and get onto the green. From here I had another shot at trying to salvage par, left it just a bit short for a tap-in bogey. Number 16 is a 457-yard par 4, which is pretty much straight away. Unfortunately, I was not able to get video on here because I was in such a hurry. However, I ended up double bogeying. 17 is a par 3, 195 yards. I pulled a 3 hybrid here. I really thought that I had a shot at hitting the green on this one, but I was left and into the bunker once again. I was able to get out of the bunker and up onto the green, but I 3-putted for a double bogey. And finally, we made it to the 18th. A par 4, it's 394 yards that's straight away, with bunkers to the left and right. I played a 3 hybrid here because it was the only thing I knew I'd be able to find. Unfortunately, I was not able to get any more footage because it was so dark, but we did finish. We finished the 18th hole with a double bogey. Alright folks, we are finally done at Bethpage Black. It is dark, there is no light out left, and I don't even know how we finished, but nonetheless, we were able to get all 18 in and brought in a 94. So not bad for an old hack golfer, and not bad for finishing the last 4 holes with no daylight. But with that being said, that's what a hack golfer can do on Bethpage. So it is possible to come out here and break 100. Got to play from your tees that you're handicapped for and be smart about it. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the walk to remember here as much as I did. And until the next time, you all get out and hit them straight and keep on hacking. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got more stuff coming your way soon. And if you haven't checked it out yet, hit up the Pittsburgh Golf Hack podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podbean.